Today we're diving into the June update for Starfield, where Bethesda has rolled out some incredible new content and features. We finally got to see the Xbox showcase where a plethora of new games were revealed. Among the highlights was the highly anticipated first trailer for Starfield's big Shattered Space DLC. This expansion has been teased since the game's announcement, and it looks like it will be a major addition to the Starfield universe. Later this week, Dwayne and I will dedicate a full podcast episode to talking about all of the new reveals, including the Shattered Space DLC. But for now, let's dive right into everything that shadow dropped after the Xbox showcase. Among these updates, we got the Creation Kit and the Creation Club, so already a number of new mods and DLCs have populated the game, many of which are actually achievement friendly. So that means that you can actually install them and it will not disable your achievements. If that's something that matters to you, you want to watch out for the mods that have that little tag so that they don't get disabled. One of the big things that I'm very excited about is the Tracker Alliance missions that are now available. There's a new location in Aquila City where you will find the Trackers Alliance. So far it seems that there are two types of Alliance missions. There are the randomly generated ones, which are found on the mission board, which is similar to what we've already seen throughout the game, with some new twists. And then there are some larger bounties that you're going to go after that have full story, new locations, and actually feels like proper DLC. Now there is a little bit of confusion here, but it should be known that the first major Trackers Alliance mission is free and it's part of the update. Any further Trackers Alliance missions, including the Vulture, seem like they will come through as paid DLC. In this video, I'm going to dive into the first mission and I'm going to show you quite a bit of gameplay, but I am not going to go into any spoilers of the story. And then later on in the video, I'm going to show you how the new mission board works and how to do one of those missions for the Trackers Alliance that will just continue to populate so that you can keep your career as a bounty hunter going as long as you want. Now, one of the things that I was very excited about that was in this update is the option to take bounties alive. Now, I want to say that while I was excited about this option, I'm gonna go ahead and get some disappointment out of the way right off the bat. You kind of don't really take anyone alive. I was really hoping that you'd be able to put them in your brig or something along those lines, but it seems, as far as I know, that you just have to stun them with an EM weapon. I'm a little bit disappointed, as I love to play bounty missions in Red Dead Redemption and lasso up the bad guy and throw him on your horse, but hey, at least now we have a reason to keep EM weapons. I was never one to keep those. I never tried to find like really good EM weapons. It just wasn't my thing. Now I'll be on the lookout for those. Also in today's update, we got a brand new suit of space armor. And while I won't go into all of the nice little surprises, I will say there's a bunch of little things that are popping up here and there so far in the DLC that add some nice new flavors to the game. I have a lot more to say, but let's jump into some gameplay and we will get to those things when we get to them. Some good, some bad, but mostly good. Well, as soon as you log into the game, it will notify you that creations are now a part of the game and they are available for Xbox. So basically, we got mods on Xbox now, which is a big deal. So some of them being from Bethesda themselves and others are from creators. In addition to that, anyone who bought the Starfield Premium Edition, as you can see here, we get 1,000 creation credits added to our account. So you can grab some stuff right off the bat at no extra cost. 1,000 credits is about $10 if I'm reading this correctly. Now right off the bat, you can see some of these things are like a plushie set, which is kind of cool and funny. That's something that I may get eventually, but it's not really a priority for me. Definitely, I want to make sure that I get the Tracker Alliance mission, and this is called the Vulture. This is going to be essentially the second mission in the Tracker Alliance story. As I said before, I'm not going into the Vulture today, but if there is some interest, I may do another video where we dive into the whole mission later on. There's a bunch of other cool things in the Creation Club, like this new Starborn suit, and it does mark it as achievement friendly, and this one is actually free, so there is some free content. I'm also very happy that now with Creation Club there's going to be different skins for the weapons, so some of your favorite weapons you already like in the game, you can now give them a different look. Honestly, the best thing about Creation Club even existing in Starfield is finally we're just going to see a steady flow of new content being added to the game all the time. Now, the unfortunate thing for me is that I wanted to jump into the action right away. As I was downloading the update, I suddenly realized that I had a player character stuck in the middle of a mission that I couldn't get out of, so I had to finish that up as soon as possible. Once I was done with that, I went to New Atlantis, and there was the mysterious tracker asking me if I wanted to join the Tracker Alliance. Of course I said I wanted to join. I've been waiting to do this ever since the game first came out. Now, before we get to the proper mission, there is a new feature here where you can actually open your scanner at any time and scan the general public, and you will actually find people who have committed crimes. These are wanted criminals living among us. They need to be taken in. So I found this person who clearly was a criminal, but I wasn't sure what they had done, and I kept trying to talk to this person and it wouldn't let me. So I tried to get out my Please Listen to Me device, otherwise known as a giant weapon, and they still wouldn't listen. So it wasn't until after they had gotten away, I realized that you actually have to scan people. You have to click A to see what they have done. Now, this actually reminded me of Watch Dogs a little bit. Now, with Watch Dogs, you could hack people's phones and see like information about them. Now this, you can see what crimes they've committed. And holy crap, look at this person's crimes. A bomb threat, consuming human flesh in public, and third-degree murder. This is insane. Yeah, this person's gotta go. Now the system is interesting because you can start combat with them right away, which is cool. I mean, you can get into a gunfight right in the public square and I think not get a bounty put on you. But you can also persuade them. You can persuade them to turn themselves in. Now this was a little bit weird for me because my character is already very high in persuasion. I'm not sure actually, as I'm making this video, I might be maxed out. I didn't check while I was playing, but I was just walking up to these fools and just telling them to turn themselves in, and they turned themselves in no problem. So maybe it's a little bit more exciting if it's harder to persuade them. So I was a little confused. They get down, they put their hands up. I thought maybe I could handcuff them or something, but no. What happens is you convince them to give themselves up, and then a security guard will come in and actually take over from there. So while I convince another criminal to turn away from their life of crime, I should also mention that the update today came with a bunch of improvements to melee weapons as well. So you're going to find different levels of quality amongst melee weapons. You can also craft different improvements on them. So if you're into melee weapons and you are a little bit, hoping for more, there are a lot of improvements here. So this is gonna get fun. I think I'm gonna maybe get back into melee weapons. All right, so talking them out of crime is a little bit boring, so I wanted to try something else. So I tried the option where you tell them that things are about to go down. And this is interesting. So naturally, everyone starts running, there's a panic. So you gotta be careful, don't shoot the wrong person, and okay, well, I shot the wrong person. So as you can see, that did not go well, and now I'm in some real trouble. So I decided to reload a save, and we're gonna get back to the mission. So as I said, you're gonna see a little bit of this mission, but I'm not gonna go into a ton of spoilers. So here is the bounty hunting headquarters, and actually, I don't know. Maybe this building was already here in Aquila City. Maybe we just couldn't go in, but you can go into it now, and it's nice to have this location, and there's characters here. I actually found these characters very interesting right off the bat, so this is going to be fun to get to know them. Before long, I accepted a new mission. Now this is a major story mission which kicks off the Trackers Alliance. So as I said in the beginning, this mission is free. It is part of the update. In Bethesda's video talking about this update, they said that they would introduce further Trackers Alliance missions down the line through the Creation Club. And honestly, it seems like this is a good way to dole out smaller missions and DLC. Now, there are some people saying that this DLC is a little bit too overpriced for their taste. That is up to you to decide. But I will say that I did really enjoy the first bounty mission that came for free with the update, and I look forward to getting into the Vulture as soon as possible. So during the mission, they want you to use your scanner to find this person. Of course, we already tested out the scanner in New Atlantis and we see how that works. I have to say, it did take me a long time to search Aquila, and man, I just didn't realize how big this place was until I had to search every nook and cranny for this gentleman. I don't think I've ever really run around the city this much, and it was interesting to see all of this stuff going on and all these different characters and their conversations.
I get tired of being ordered around. I want to be my own boss.
My partner and I, we're expecting.
Step right in, ma'am, and feast your eyes on the marvelous attractions of Honest Earl's Alien Extravaganza.
And I saw these shady kids playing soccer, and one of them started running, so I figured that they were a criminal, and I drew my firearm, but nope, this is not who I'm looking for.
15-minute warning. Nito mosquito, Mom. Nito mosquito?
You can't catch me!
It means cool, Mom.
Finally, we found our target. We talked to him a bit. I attempted to persuade him to tell us where we're going, and he ended up taking us to a location that honestly very quickly became one of my favorite locations in the game, because one of the things that Starfield does well is zero-G gravity and all the different things that they do with different levels of gravity, and I love the zero-G gunfights in the game, and I didn't feel like there was enough exploration of that concept in the story missions, so it was nice to get this very large location, lots of gunfighting, lots of zero-G. I was having a great time. All in all, this was a really great, fun experience, and now I did say I was going to talk about a couple of bad things. Not too big a deal, but one bad thing is that there still is a glitch where in some locations, if you go into photo mode, for some reason, it's going to disable all the lighting. Everything's gonna go dark, and unfortunately, you'll come out of photo mode and everything will still be dark. So I don't think I got any clips of this, but I was trying to take a photo. I love photo mode. I love taking photos, but this is very frustrating. So unfortunately, while this glitch is still existing, I would recommend, if you want to take a photo, quick save first. Hopefully they fix this glitch ASAP. Now, I had mentioned melee weapons, and as I'm playing, I'm looting bodies, and here you can see this spacer. They've got a knife on them that says Quantum Edged Knife. So Quantum Edged is one of the new levels of quality in melee weapons, and we're gonna keep our eye out for more of these. Oh, that's nice. They have a ping pong table. I also thought it was nice that I had to actually search this ship and the location without it necessarily pointing a marker right on where I needed to go. I actually needed to move through the rooms and search it to find what we were looking for, and I really appreciated that. I thought it was a nice touch. Also, when you play this mission, I would advise you actually read a lot of these entries on the computers, as I am seeing some things that I think might be hinting at some future DLC missions. I will say one of the entries was quite mysterious and did catch my eye. Now, having rigged this to blast through that wall over there, I got to make a pretty dramatic entrance. Once we found our guy, we learned some information that will lead to further missions down the road, it seems. So I'm excited to see what else they bring to us in the Tracker Alliance storyline. I'm also excited to see how frequently they're going to release these missions. Hopefully we won't have to wait too long. Also, doing this first mission did give me the new suit that they promised in the update. So as you can see, here it is. It's a very interesting suit. It's very different. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but I am happy to have new stuff. Now, once you finish the storyline of the first Tracker Alliance mission, you will now have access to the proper Tracker Alliance bounty missions on the mission board. And I'm going to show you where you can grab those. So here on the bottom floor, which is now accessible, they have this mission board where you can take bounties. Some of them are to kill the bounty and some of them are to take them alive. Now remember, unfortunately, as far as I know, you can't take them alive, but you will need an EM weapon. I did not know that on the first mission that I went out, because when I went around New Atlantis, people were getting down on their knees and putting their hands in the air. So I thought that maybe I was going to be able to make my bounty surrender in that same way. So unfortunately, this first mission did not go the way I wanted it to. But hey, I was excited and I wanted to give the new armor and the new weapon a whirl. Now when I got here, I got to get down into some good old-fashioned pirate killing along with these new items. I also got a brand new mining tool that has a fresh new skin, which was very exciting to see, and I was not expecting that. Once the hangar opened up, I was still getting shot by some of the enemies that were up above. It was nice that I had a sniper rifle. I was able to take them out from below. Now here we can see a key difference in the new bounty missions is that the enemy that you're after, the bounty themselves, actually has a name now. So it's fun and it makes it a little bit more personal seeing the name of the person that you're gonna capture or kill. So here I was hesitating to go after this guy because I was suddenly realizing there was no way to bring him down alive unless I had an EM weapon. As I was shooting the enemy, they actually got downed. I thought, wait a minute, maybe there's a chance to take them alive now. And I went up and I tried to just hit them, you know, with the butt of my rifle. Nope, now they're dead and the mission has failed. But what is important is that everyone had fun. Now, before I decided to give bounty hunting one more shot with an EM weapon this time, I decided to check out the weapon bench to see the new skin option available for the drumbeat. Now, this is something I picked up in the new Creation Club, and this was no cost, which is good because it just turns your drumbeat black. But hey, if you like the drumbeat and you want a new look, this might work for you. With my newfound knowledge of how to take enemies alive, I am on my way to Neon, because I know that at Ryujin Tower, they sell a variety of EM weapons. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have always thrown away EM weapons when I find them. They've never been my favorite to have, but with this update, I now have a reason to keep them around and see if I can land a really nice legendary EM weapon. So taking a look at their stock, I decided to go with a rifle-based weapon as the one up top also does damage that could kill them, so we don't want that. All right, well, let's try this again. This time we're heading to a deserted robotics lab to capture our bounty, and as you can see here, here's another melee weapon. We've got a different classification here. We've got honed. So that is interesting, a honed UC naval cutlass. So we're gonna keep our eyes out for these. In addition to the EM weapons, I also now wanna collect melee weapons and see how good those get. All right, I wanna be very clear, this guy was already on fire when I got here. I don't know what he was up to. So I do like the new strategy of running around an area and trying to take out all of the lower level bad guys lethally as quickly as possible while keeping your main target alive. So this was my goal here in taking all of them out first and then arming myself with an EM weapon to take down the target, which actually took quite a few shots. So I am interested to see in the future whether a better weapon will take them down quicker. Now, once he's dropped, he's incapacitated and the mission completes. So that is a job well done. Now, unfortunately, if you just knock them out like this, you cannot loot them. So the question that I think is on everyone's minds is, well, after I've dropped them with an EM weapon and the mission has completed and I have been paid, can I then kill them and loot them? The answer is yes. Well, that's it for the update. As of right now, there are quite a few interesting things that have been added that I'm excited to get into. And let me know in the comments what else you've seen. If you want to see a full mission walkthrough of the Vulture, which is the paid Trackers Alliance mission that you get from the Creation Club, I will certainly do that if there's interest. Thank you very much for checking out the video. Make sure you subscribe. We do a lot of Starfield themed content as well as the podcast Starfield with Normal People. We're gonna have an episode coming out soon this week, as soon as we can get it recorded and edited, talking about Shattered Space and everything we saw in that trailer. I'm gonna keep diving into this update and see what else we can find, and I will let you know. Until next time, signing off.